up that you can hear me, please? Should be able to see the thumbs up coming up, shouldn't we? I'm liking this thing. Should have found it ages ago. Right, so if you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up or comment if you can't. Can you hear me? Oh, there's some comments coming up. Can you hear me?
Oh, they're just joining.
Right, those that just joined, can you do me a favour? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Is that a thumbs up? Yes! So who have we got so far? Sergeant Green?
Kai Adam, John Creed, Rory Patterson, Alex McCabe, Abigail Bone, Shannon Gough.
Well, Captain Green, no pressure then.
Angela Piffy, Mary Jack.
Yeah.
Ryan
We'll wait until I don't play to a small crowd, so I need to wait until we get a full audience. Who else is on there, Sergeant Green?
Ryan Harding. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 11, 12.
We'll start in 2 minutes, folks, so bear with us. Is the current missing board now? Yeah. Make sure you tell me when the Deputy Commandant's on them.
Everybody. Robbie Tyndall, Alex McNamee, Heather Jorgensen, Derek Coulter. That's the recent ones.
What's up? Right, okay folks, well, listen, we'll make a start, and thank you very much indeed for taking the time to come and join us. Obviously this is extraordinary circumstances, but we've got to make the best of the situation when we find it. What we didn't want to happen was, as an instructor team, to have this great big break and not to continue the momentum and the progress that we've built up over the last little while. So this is our first go at trying to do that. It is an experiment, so we're looking for feedback, but hopefully this will become quite a positive way of using our time on detachment nights. Try other things, but this is our first go at this. So we're going to cover 2 lessons tonight. The first lesson we're going to cover is feeding in the field. I don't know if you can see much detail on the board, but it doesn't matter if you can. We're going to cover feeding in the field. Now this is an extension to the fieldcraft lessons that we've already covered over the last few weeks. So we did the old packing and preparation of equipment, so we covered C4, which was your belt kit, yep, everybody got that, and C4, which was the additional stuff you can carry when you're serving, depending on how long you were going to be out in the field. So you know what kit you require, you know how to pack it, you know how to look after it, and you know how to look after yourself. So that's all the lessons up to this point. The last one being looking after yourself in the field, and we'll come on to that a bit later on. So tonight's lesson is an extension to that. We know how to look after ourselves, we know how to look at kit. Now we're going to find out how we feed ourselves and maintain ourselves in the field. In the second part, we're going to cover the next lesson in the fieldcraft syllabus, which is the 2-man, and it probably should be 2-person shelter, but it's a 2-man shelter in man, so that's what we'll call it. Which then is another extension on, so we know what kit we want, we know how to feed ourselves, we know how to look after ourselves, and we know how to gain shelter. And it's all about building ourselves up progressively to the point where we can operate effectively in the field. Okay, so the aim of the lesson, and using my new pointer, which I'm really quite enjoying, at the end of this lesson, you will know how to safely feed yourself in the field. Okay? So the revision for this, which was our previous lesson, which was about looking after yourself in the field, we covered how to keep ourselves clean, particularly in terms of how we keep our hands clean, because these things are going to come in for contact with food and mouth, etc., etc. Very topical at the moment. How we keep our kit clean, because obviously, unless our kit is in good working order, we can't function. So it's very important we know how to keep it clean, how we maintain it. And some other of those, the other considerations within that in terms of hygiene in the field, and particularly where we gain our water for. So, this is the first part of trying this new system out. I'm going to ask a couple of questions, and I'm going to look for people to respond on the Facebook feed. So, firstly, I would like someone to tell me give me an example of how you would keep yourself clean, how would you maintain your personal hygiene in the field? Who's going to give me an answer for that? It better not be the commandant, because he's done this before. Sergeant Green, any answers? Come on, this is interactive, folks. You've got to give me something back here. First one that answers gets free nappy for the fortnight. No? Nothing? Okay, well, remember we touched on last week, obviously hand washing, very, very important, and again we'll talk a little bit more about that later on tonight. The use of hand sanitizers, which are about as rare as pink dog poo, but it's all about, as I say, keeping the things that are going to come in contact with your food, with your equipment clean. So keeping our hands clean, making sure that we're keeping our bodies clean when we get the chance, etc., etc. Very, very important. Because obviously that will have a health implication. Keeping our kit clean, again, anybody got me an answer so far? Give me an example of how we keep our kit clean?
Mary Jack has replied river.
River, okay, very good.
Harris Hannah has replied washing your hands. Heather Jorgensen, which is Cadet Jorgensen, said shower.
Shower, that would be a luxury I haven't come across on many field exercises, but I think we'll order that for next time we can. Got going.
Cadet Adam has said wash hands with baby wipes.
Yeah, okay. These are all good answers, so we're clearly held on to that information. So, now we're in a bit of a row here. Who's going to give me an example of one of the things we can do to keep our kit clean and fully serviceable? Particularly the things that are on your feet. There's a little hint for you. Both you and Mr. Craig, have you got an idea about that? No? Okay, well, maybe we're just a wee bit about the lane there, but we'll move on. Okay, so keeping our kit clean. Remember we talked about, although we are guards and we like to have shiny boots, the purpose of cleaning our boots in the field is not necessarily for them to be shiny, that would be a bonus, but because if we get dirt into the welts of the boot, round about the stitching in the boot, there can be bacteria that get on the boot and you can cause it to rot, etc. And that's the last thing you want, because that's the only thing that's going to get you about is a good and serviceable pair of boots. And the last one, never drink from a stream. Where do you get water from? You're provided with your water. As we're going to come on and talk a little bit later on, there are other options in respect to that, but never, ever, 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 ever drink from a stream. Cadets did that a couple of years ago and ended up with a massive dose of vomiting and diarrhoea. And if you ask Lieutenant Jack, he'll tell you all about that, unfortunately. But everything in terms of feeding with a field is like everything else we need when we go into the field. We must be able to carry it. And what we use...
We've got two answers now. Jorgensen said polish boots and Coulter said wash your socks in the river.
Wash your socks in the river, good one, I like that, very good. Okay, so, as I say, with everything else that we take into the field, we must be able to carry it. So, I like, after a hard day's tramping in the hills, to have a nice korma, maybe with a naan bread, garlic naan particularly, and then we need all the trimmings. Unfortunately, there probably was a time in the British Army and an officer could have expected a meal like that. We can't do that because obviously we can't carry all the utensils we need to cook something like that. So we have to carry food that we can quickly and easily cook and safely cook, and we'll come on to that a bit more. And what we carry is what's known as ORP, Operational Ration Packs, or MCR, which is multi-climate rations. And this is what it look like. So we can tilt the camera down a little bit. They come in a box like this, and essentially what we're going to show you is what comes in this box, which is enough balanced nutrients to serve you for a 24-hour period in the field. Now, this stuff is scientifically developed by the British Army to do a number of things, to provide you with enough energy, and to provide you with morale, and it is essential that every item that is given to you is eaten. Well, not every item, but certainly the vast bulk of it. Average meal requires approximately 2,500 calories in a day. In this ration pack, you will have approximately 4,000 calories. Now, the reason you've got so much of that is because when you're out in the field, you're moving about, you're patrolling, you need to have a lot of energy, and this will provide you with instant energy and in a sustainable way. The other reason is, unfortunately in Scotland, although it's the most beautiful country in the world and we are absolutely we are privileged to live here, generally speaking it's cold, and when you're cold, your body requires more fuel to keep your body going, and this will give you all the fuel you need. So within this box, look down the table please, Sergeant Green, thank you very much. What you will have is a breakfast, which in this case is the delightful fruitful muesli with milk, which actually is quite nice. You just pour water in that, mix it up, and it's lovely. And then you will have two main meals, a lunch and a dinner. And here we have tomato pasta salad, which is a big favourite with cadets because it tastes of nothing, and a vegetable curry with rice, yum yum. And something which is very popular with cadets is chocolate pudding and chocolate sauce. Now, all of these things can be eaten cold or hot, okay? They are processed within an inch of their life, so therefore you don't have to worry. Down here, please, yeah, thank you very much. Can't get the staff these days. There is nothing in here that's going to give you food poisoning. So you can eat it hot or cold, you don't have to heat it for a particular time like your microwave meal. You just have to heat it long enough so it's going to be palatable, okay, so it's going to taste nice. But we'll come on to that a little bit more later on. So moving along the table here, we have a selection of snacks that you will get in your 24-hour ration pack. So we have the lovely raisins, sultanas and currants, is that? Fruit mix, there you go. Some, I don't even know what that is that cereal bar? Yum yum. Sesame seed bar, which will weld your teeth together for a fortnight. Smooth peanut butter, which I absolutely adore, on brown biscuits, again will glue your mouth together for a fortnight, and just nuts. Now, there are 16 different types of ration packs, so the menu in each ration pack will differ from one to another. You can get vegan ration packs, you can get vegetarian ration packs, you can get halal ration packs, and I even understand, and I don't know if Colonel Judd's on the feed at the moment, you can get ration packs which are specifically designed for Gurkhas and their palate and their diet, which apparently are very, very nice. Okay, so what you see on the table is just a random selection. It's not going to be the same in every single ration pack. So you've got your main meals, you've got your snacks, and then you've got your drinks. You have a selection of drinks here. You've got your fruit blast there. You drink that, you'll be up for a fortnight. Hot chocolate drink there, and that's a tutti frutti drink, which is lovely as well, and then the general energy drink. Again, you can see the theme that we're coming here for. It's instant energy, instant gratification, etc. Okay? Moving along here, what you'll get within your ration pack is a very handy plastic bag. Don't throw that away, keep it, comes in very, very handy. It's very heavy duty and it's a Ziploc, so it can be used to waterproof stuff. And in here you'll get all your sort of additional bits and pieces. You'll get some alcohol wipes. I mentioned don't drink out of stream, where soldiers occasionally will have to drink out of stream. What you'll get in there is water purification tabs. You'll get the eponymous spork, okay, or nowadays sometimes actually you get a spoon in it.
chewing gum, you'll get chewing gum in it, you'll get toilet, I think I said toilet tissue, but that's what they're probably used for more than anything else. You'll get tissues, a pack of tissues, coffee, tea, sugar and creamer, which is vile, okay? And that is the full range of stuff that you will get in your ration pack. Okay, so when you're issued with it, what the cadets will normally do, they'll all get together, they'll open up the ration pack and they'll swap bits and pieces out, and then they'll put all the bits that they don't want into a box that's provided for them. So you can choose all the different bits and pieces that you like. What we would say to you is say that this is specifically designed to give you the energy you need. So in theory you should eat all of it. Okay, we're probably not expect most of you to eat all of it, but as the operational soldier in the field would be expected to eat all of it. So that's the food. Okay, how do we cook it? So we move along to this end of the table, please, Sergeant Green. Okay, we have a variety of things that we use. First and foremost, if you want to heat it up, we have here our cooker. Okay, very simple design. You have the two sides of the cooker and a windbreak. Very helpfully, it has one part that says out on it, so that goes on the outside of the cooker, and then you just hold the two sides in, and that's your cooker. Fantastic. Very light, very easy to use, and actually very easy to clean, but we'll come on to that a little bit later on. Okay, what we used to burn now, we used to use a substance called hexane, which used to absolutely stink and was highly poisonous, and thankfully we don't use that anymore. Now we use these things which are called fire dragon blocks. Okay, individually that, it's a gel that's in here, and I'll show you a little bit later on and actually go and light it. And when you light it, the gel turns into a liquid and it burns really, really effectively. So actually you can probably do your dinner on one of these, whereas in the old hexy box you'd be using 3 or 4. What you also get within your ration pack are these things here. Okay, I find this fascinating, sadly enough. These are actually called lifeboat matches. Can you see that? Okay, yeah. Funnily enough, they're called lifeboat matches because they were designed to be used on a lifeboat. So they are coated in wax and have a very long piece of igniter. Okay, so they are waterproof and windproof. Excellent piece of British engineering. Unfortunately, it comes with a really rubbish striker, which normally you have to hit about 4 or 5 times before one these will light. But these things are absolutely fantastic. Again, I'll show you a little bit later on how to use them. Okay, and last bit of kit for your cooking is your mess tins. Okay, so mess tins come in 2. Okay, you've got a big one and a small one with 502 Scots Guards written on it. And why you have a big and a small one, I'm really not quite sure, but it comes in very, very handy, and I'll show you how you specifically use either of these in a second. Okay, so what we need, I'm going to hastily grab here, okay, is water. Now the theory of how we do this and how we heat the meal is that we place one of these meals into water and then we boil the water, so it is boiling the bag. Okay, very easy, very straightforward, but this is where we get to the safety bit. Okay, I've seen more cadets injure or hurt themselves as a consequence of cooking their tea than doing probably any other activity that we carry out in the field. So safety is of paramount importance. Before you start cooking your meal, very important, as we said before, about personal hygiene. Make sure your hands are clean. Make sure your mess tins are clean. Now, although nothing's going to go in here which you're then going to subsequently eat out of there unless you choose to do that, obviously. Make sure there's no bits of debris, bits of twig, soil, etc. in here, because what we want to do is we want to use this water later on, and I'll explain to you a little bit more about that. Okay, so when you are using your mess tins and you're cooking your meal, always use the small one, okay? And what we want to do is we want to pour some water into the mess tin up to probably where the first rivet is. Okay? Thankfully, we're just enough and no more. Now, when you take the ball in the bag, ball in the bag's up here, ball in the bag's up here, okay? What you do is you force all the food down into the bottle, in this case it's vegetable curry and rice, and give it a right good shake, so everything's down at the bottom. And then what I want to do is fold that over with, can you see at the top there, the little notch here? That bit at the top. And then you simply place it into the water with that bit sticking up. Now, why you do that is it means you then can get it in and out of the hot water without burning yourself, because obviously you don't want to burn yourself. When it comes time to do your cooking, there's a number of things that you have to go through. So, firstly, as I said, clean hands, clean utensils, okay? One of the things you must always make sure is clean is your spork, because what people tend to do, because these get lost and people nick them, is they'll tend to hang on to them, okay? So they'll sit in their webbing or in their day sack for months at a time, and then they'll go out on exercise, and they'll come across this, and all the wee indents in the sport will full of bacteria. In fact, to tell you a story, when my dad was a training corporal at the depot, if he wanted to catch somebody out in terms of their good order of their equipment, he would always catch them out by the fact that there would be grime in, at that time, the fork, or in between here, okay? So, it's very important to make sure that clean, that's going in your mouth, so obviously we don't want any bacteria going in there. So, make sure the hands are clean and our utensils are clean, and then we've got to choose where we're going to cook our cooker. Ideally, you want to place that on a flat, hard standing. Obviously, the cooker gets hot, and the more level it is, the more easy it is going to be to use. Okay? If you can't have a hard standing, if you can come across a flat rock, then that's as good. But in most cases, you're not going to find either of them. So, what we would recommend, or what we say you do, is you would clear an area twice the size of your mess tin. So you want to clear away any sources of ignition, so little twigs, bits of grass, etc., etc. Clear that all away, get it as flat as you possibly can, and then place your cooker down. Don't do what most cadets do, is place it in a position where 99.9% of people walking past are going to trip over it. Okay, think about where you're putting it, put it in a place where you can look after it and people aren't going to kick it over. Very importantly, and we're going to come on to the shelter next time round, do not place a lit cooker inside your shelter. Okay? Not only is there the possibility you'll then end up setting your shelter alight, but also there's the consideration about carbon monoxide. So you can put it just outside your shelter, but never inside. When it comes to lighting your cooker, always strike the match away from you. I'm going to show you how to do that in a wee minute. And one of the particular things about these fire dragons is when it first goes alight, it burns with an invisible flame, but it is very, very, very hot. Okay, so you have to have the confidence to know that when you light that, it is lit. Don't try and then put your hand anywhere near it, because you won't actually see the flame for a few seconds once the block starts to burn. I put down there 2 blocks, probably would take you 2 blocks to cook a meal if you want it really piping hot. If you're just looking to get a wee bit of heat round about it, then you could probably do it with 1 block, but probably I would say to get your meal really piping hot and really nice, you probably need 2 blocks. As I say, you can eat this stuff cold, and a lot of cadets choose to do that, but it's really important. You get a huge amount of morale and a boost from eating a hot meal, particularly if you're cold. It's very important that you have something warm to eat. Okay, so although if you are a regular serving soldier, there's quite often you would eat it dry, eat it cold, because you're in a tactical situation, you can't afford to be having lighting up and cookers, etc. Okay, but in every case where you're out as a cadet, even on a master cadet course, you will have the opportunity to heat your meal, and it's very important. Not just in cold weather, in warm weather, it's really important that you heat your meal. I've shown you the means of cooking. We need to get a better tripod, don't we? Yeah, anyway, so fold the bags I showed you, the top sitting up, and the film nest it to ribbon. Big tip here, folks, right? Do not do that when you've got the mess tin sitting on top of the cooker. Do it before you put the mess tin on the cooker, because what will happen is you'll knock it over, or the water will spill out and put your cooker off. So always do it before you put the mess tin on top of the cooker. Place it on the cooker carefully, and then supervise. When you are cooking your meal must be supervised at all times while that cooker is lit. Now, everything you do in the field as a cadet, you do as in the buddy-buddy system. So you're matched up with somebody else, okay? So you can be cooking the meal while they're sorting out the kit, cleaning the wet, and putting the bash up, all the rest of it. But you must stay with that cooker for the duration of, I just coughed. Well, okay. For the meal, okay? And it's always got to be supervised, okay? Once you've got it, and as I say, we're going to show you how to light it in a wee minute. Once you've had your meal, very importantly, that cooker is going to stay hot for a wee while. Now, it is silver, so it will radiate heat very quickly. So it will cool down quickly, but you've got to give it enough time to cool down. Okay, so very careful. Don't immediately finish your scoff and then think, right, I'm off, I'm going to clean my kit up and then try and pick up your cooker, and you're going to get burny fingers. Okay, so always allow sufficient time for your cooker to cool. And then very importantly, once you had your meal, clean your mess tins. Okay, keep them clean, keep them hygienic. Various people have various theories. Okay, and what I've seen work most often is that people to rub the mess tins while they're still warm on grass or on gravel, and that cleans it off nicely. I was on a course about 6 months ago with a guy that swear blind that if you wiped a tea bag on the bottom of it, it would clean it up. Don't believe that, but we'll give it a try one of these days. But you must keep it clean. Your cooker as well. Now, often you're going to be out for a couple of days, you're going to have to cook for a couple of days. So you keep your cooker in good order. When that's cooled down, and I don't know if it's a factor of the design of that cooker, but it's really easy to clean, because what's left, the residue of the fire dragon within it, just comes out dead easily. Okay, so you can just peel it out when it's cooled down, pack it away in your Bergen or in your belt kit, and happy days, you're off, and you've got the cooker for the next day. And one of the most important things is, and I see it happen all the time, is once you've cooked your meal, you've got a mess tin full of boiling water, and you'll see cadets throw it away. Okay, don't throw it away. One of the reasons I said to make sure there's no debris in it, no bits of twig and grass, no dirt before you start, is you can take that, pour it into your mug, and make a brew. So they can have a cup of tea, or if you fancy a hot chocolate, I think it's actually, is that hot chocolate? Orange and hot chocolate, yeah, very nice, okay? That you can then use that hot water for. You can also use it for cleaning the mess tins, you can also use it for, if you're at a particular point in your life where you have to shave, you can use it for shaving. The 101 uses, but one thing you do not do is throw it away. Make use of it, okay? So that's the basics, that's the process. What we're going to do now, and this might challenge the technology, is we're actually going to show you how to light the cooker and use mess tins. So, I wanted to light it inside, but Sergeant Green said that I would get a big row for doing that. So we're going to light it, we're going to move to just outside the hall with all our bits and pieces. How are we doing for time?
Close.
So here it is. So there we've got the hard standing, as I said, nice and flat. And we're going to take the Fire Dragon block. Don't tell me. Oh, that came out right. Take it out. This one looks a wee bit fusty, so I'm not sure if this is going to light or not. See, it just pops in. Perfect. in there. See that? Okay, and this is the challenging bit, is getting these to work. So, get the striking plate out, and then one of our, what kind of matches are they? Anybody want to hazard a guess? What was the matches called again? And the way I would do it is put it flat on my knee, and as I say, strike away, and then just drop the whole thing in. Now what you're actually seeing at the moment is the match burning, not the fire dragon burning. Now it's now burning now. You can see what will happen is that will slowly melt, and then it will just form a liquid and sit at the bottom of that tray. But even sitting here, the heat is quite intense, so we don't want to waste that heat. So on goes our mess tin. Now I did say, bear with me, hold on a second, just keep there, Sergeant Green. You know what? If you have two mess tins, okay, and one's small and one's large, we'd always put the small one on, because you can then come along and put the big one on top. And what that does is it holds the heat in, and it means that your water will boil quicker and you get your tea quicker. So that's how you use it, and we'll let it heat for a wee minute. But I mean, you can live on this stuff, but it doesn't taste very nice, so I'm not going to eat it. Okay, so you would leave that, keep an eye on it, as I say, supervise it, wait for it to get to the right temperature, and normally I would say get the water to boil, and then boil it for between, I would say, 3 and 5 minutes. You might have to use another fire dragon, but they're easy again, you just drop them in. You might have to use another fire dragon to get it piping hot, but that should be enough. Okay, so we're not going to actually cook anything tonight, so we'll just put that out just now. There we go.
Not out yet. It's not out yet.
See, because it's a liquid, there we go. We'll just leave that there, and we'll leave the door open so we can keep an eye on it. Okay, so move that door. So smelly, isn't it?
It's just you, sir.
Yeah, so, summing up, so, building on, as I say, from previous questions about selecting kit, packing kit, keeping care of it, looking after ourselves, we then moved on to look at how we can safely feed ourselves in the field, and we covered the process, how we do it safely, how we do it confidently, and how we do it in a way that isn't going to result in burny fingers. Okay, so, any questions from me, from the audience?
No, but Jorgensen, Patterson and Tyndall remembered the names of the matches properly.
Fantastic. Okay, well that's one.
Sergeant Graham said the name of the matches is Anyone Got a Lighter?
Yeah, pretty much so. Thank you for that constructive comment, Sergeant Graham. So, here are a couple of questions just to test the message has gone in and filtered in. So, who can tell me what is the best surface to place your cooker on? I think we're on a bit of a delay here, so that's something we maybe need to look at. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the right answer, on a hard standing, correct, very good. Okay, who can tell me how to boil your mess tin in the most effective fashion? How would you set it up? And we'll just wait and see if anything pops up. Oh, there we go. By placing a lid on top. Very good, excellent. Is that young Mr. Coulter that gave me that answer?
Coulter, you can also wash your hands gel before you light it.
Yeah, very good point there from our Deputy Commandant. That gel you can also use to wash your hands. It's an alcohol gel, which actually, you can make a fortune out of that right now. So, that can be used as well. It is toxic, so don't go eating it, but you can wash your hand with it.
Burnett Green, Adam, Randall, Hannah, Gough, I can't scroll down, but they've all said flat ground.
Yep, we'll take that, And one final one.
Harding, Hannah's.
How would you clean your mess tents when you're finished? Because they're all black underneath.
Jorgensen was answering the last one. Big tin on top, 2 fire dragons.
No, that's all good stuff. Last one. Yep, there we go. Clean on gravel or on grass. Fantastic. So, that's feeding in the field lesson. The next lesson that we'll be moving on to is the 2-man shelter. So as I say, it's a progression. We know what kit we need, we know how to carry it, we know how to pack it, we know how to look after it, we know how to look after ourselves, we know how to feed ourselves. Now we're going to learn how we build a shelter. Okay, so if you give us 5 minutes, we're going to change a few things about. So we come back on at 25 past, we'll move into the next lesson. Unless anybody has any questions for me?
No. All just answering your questions. Tyndall said grass and gravel. Jorgensen said teabag.
Good, okay. We'll try the teabag thing out.
Coldor said get your friend to do it because you've done the cooking.
There you go. Again, buddy system. The deputy commandant is quite correct. You've done all the hard work. You've done the cooking. So your mate, he can get or she can do the tidying up for you. Okay, brilliant. Thanks very much. To say, give us 5 minutes, we'll be back at 25 past. Just a quick check, everybody can hear okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear okay. And can everybody see the board? Again, thumbs up if you can see the board. And there is cyberspace science. Right, we'll check that when we come back. Right, so, go and grab yourself a cup of tea, or whatever it is, and we'll see you at 25 past. Okay? Thanks very much.